Do another live stream for you. I finished up all of the weeklies. Wanting to do for a while, so you get to join me with me while I'm doing this one. And it's a historic sports car Raceway. I don't know where it's at. Must be in a desert somewhere in the U.S. here. Maybe it'll pop up there. Maybe y'all already know. But anyhow, it's 5 laps, and I am going to be driving a 1966 Shelby Cobra. Yes, sir. I am looking forward to that, and hope y'all are. It's this race is limited with a maximum of 580 performance points, so I've got this car tuned up just shy of that. So let's race this Shelby Cobra. Man, what a car. I tell you, that is a nice looking car. I haven't driven it in a race. I don't know how it's going to handle. I do have the racing assist on. I'm running sports soft tires, so I can't run the racing softs because it kicks me over the performance points requirements. So let's give this a try. Let's see. All it says is it's in the U.S. But you can look at the scenery there. It's always out in the desert somewhere. I don't know where, but maybe y'all could tell me where it's at. Drop your comments, please. Give me some a like if you enjoy it, and follow and tell your friends. Let's go to Willow Springs or run a Shelby Cobra. Let's get her started here. There she is. I took her to the paint shop. You can see I put my 77 on there, and I've got the view looking over the hood. Man, we're zipping by these cars. I can't. 16 cars, and I moved up one already. Ooh, buddy. I'll give you another view of this car here in a second. I got to watch these curves, or I'll get a view of that big old sand out there. Yeah, I'll be up in the sand dunes. See, there's my Cobra. It's hard to drive in this third-person mode, but it sure is pretty to watch it. Yeah, they're sitting in the cockpit of this Shelby. Ain't that a sweet view right there? I think it is. I surely do. I sure like to have a car like that. I think back to my first car, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't that Dodge station wagon like I mentioned before. I think it was actually a, and bought it for I think $200. Oh, it had fender skirts on it and curb fillers, and if you don't know what they are, you look it up, you'll see what they were. They got there was a little piece of wire that stuck out from the fender that would brush up against the curb when you was parking, so you wouldn't scuff up your white wall tires. And that's what we did run. That old 59 Impala had a 348, and boy, I tell you, that was some motor. It would get. Problem was, it had a transmission that wouldn't handle that 348. And that's what happened to mine. Transmission went out of it on that Impala. And that was a big old boat, that 59 Impala. The transmission went out. I couldn't afford to get it fixed, so I was sitting down there in Norfolk in front of my apartment when I was down the station down there for over a year. And a fella come and made an offer on it, and it would start. And when I started that thing up, you know, had to do a jump start on it because it's been sitting there, and almost lost it there. Anyhow, jump started that, and mice come out running out of the carburetor. They had to build a nest in there, and it was white mice that built the nest in the carburetor. But the fella bought it anyhow. I don't know what he put a transmission in it or what, but I was glad to get shed of it because I couldn't afford to fix it, so I didn't have a car for a long time after that. But I believe that was the first one I had, 59 Impala, and it was black with I think the fender skirts might have been white on it. It was, and they had glass packs on it. Oh man, it sounded good. Yeah, you could hear that thing coming. I thought it looked pretty good too. Big old bench seats in it. Didn't even have seat belts. Didn't have them back in. If it had them, we never used them. I don't think it even had them. I like that old car. Pretty good. It would go, but transmission was a no-go in it. Too much motor for that transmission. All right, we're doing pretty good in this Shelby. This is not too bad of handling the car. Boy, wouldn't you like an own a Shelby GT or a Cobra? Woo! Wouldn't that be something? How about old Jay Leno's got one? Yeah, I bet he does. Yeah. Let's see if we get around. That looks like a Dodge there with what we used to call the gas cap. But that gas cap was right there on the rear fender behind the window, back window, and I'm pretty sure that's what that was. That's a Porsche in front of us. Always tell the Porsche. A 911 Turbo 930. Yeah, okay, 81. So there are nothing but classic cars in here. I don't want to be banging them up. Too hard to restore these. There's a 69 in front of us, Stingray. Well, I tell you, these are some cars. Far cry from what I used to own, that old 59 Chevy, yeah, my 61 Falcon. I had to go get I think a door in the hood. Oh, buddy, that Stingray done hit my side there, almost spun me around. But I had a 61 Falcon when I was working in the coal mines, and that thing, I had to go get a door in the hood for it. And mine was sort of a, I don't know what that color was, a lime green, or it wasn't lime green, it was kind of a greenish color, a puke green, I don't know what it was, but white hood and a white door, and the rest of the car was green. Oh, it was a mess, that car was. Had holes in the floorboards, and I used to haul 3 other coal miners who went to work, and we all chewed tobacco, and the floorboards was eat out in that Falcon, and we would all chew tobacco. And I had rags stuck in the floorboard in those holes, and we pulled the rags out and chew our tobacco and just spit down through the holes in the floor. That's how we did it. I'm not a clown. That's how we did it. Yeah, that car was, Lord, it got dirty. Because we all wore our bank clothes. They didn't have a bathhouse at the mines where I worked, so we were all in our work clothes. And Lord, the coal dust in that car. I tell you, it was something else. But that's the only car I had. I even went up to the mines one day and hit a hole real hard going up there to the mines. It's not exactly a paved highway going up to the coal mine. I hit a hole, tore the shock plumb off. And I mean the mount and all were hooked up and under the fender. I ripped that shock plumb off of there. And I couldn't afford to get it replaced or done nothing, do anything with it for a long time. So I'd go down the road with it like that, and if I'd hit a bump, that shock would come up and hit the hood of the car. It really did. Oh, it made a mess. And then we're on the final lap. We're in the 3rd position, so I feel pretty good about that. But that car, that old Falcon, then the manifold broke loose from the engine. And now you talking about a loud car, you could hear me coming a mile away. And I'd have to go up around the courthouse to get home. And I'd have to sort of not hit to get any gas on it, because I'm going about right by all the police. And that car was loud. Man, it was loud. Here it was, manifold busted, and the shocks tore loose, banging up against the hood. But that old Falcon, I paid $50 for it, overhauled the engine, and it did the job. That's just, made do with what you had, and that's all I had and all I could afford. So now I was pleased. I was glad to have it. to. We didn't have a car for a long time. A long time. You know, we used to walk to the grocery store, the wife and I, pushing the stroller. Yeah. It was a little rough back in. You know, I'm talking about, oh, this was right around 1969, 1970, I guess. I was out in the Navy. I had broken service there. I got out, thought I'd conquer the world. Well, that didn't work out too good. Well, really, you finish up in second place here. That's not bad. We're driving a 66 car. Look at that rascal. Ain't that something? Yeah. Now, that's some car. Let's see where we did. We was only 4 seconds behind that first place car. That's a pretty good amount, but I think mine was the only Cobra in there. Yeah. There's Ferraris and Fairladies and a Dino and the Charger. Right there's that Charger. I thought that was a Charger. And the BB, 512 BB. I'm not sure what that is. Well, it's not Bridget Bardot. Oh, that was a sweetie. But that's another story. Yeah, we've pumped our fist. We won it. We won it. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. And give me a like and tell your friends and give me a follow. Oh, got a clean race out of it. I figure we did. Yes, sir. All right. Let's watch this race again together. Yeah, I hope I lightened up that light I got, that great video maker light. I had too warm, it was what it's called, sort of an orange tint, and made my face look awful orange. My face ain't orange, it really ain't. I know of some people, like maybe a fella in the White House got an orange face, but I surely don't. Yes, the balloon's fine. Maybe this is in New Mexico. Isn't that where they fly all them balloons down there in New Mexico? And I know they got deserts there. I've flown over them, but never been there in person. I'd like to go there someday. I really would. It don't look like nothing but a lot of sand and stuff. It reminds me quite a bit of southern Spain. Is like that. I think there's a little more vegetation in Spain, but southern Spain's sort of like southern California. It's pretty dry and shrubbery. I like Spain pretty good, and I'd like to see this out west there. I really would like to someday be able to. Look at there. Look at that hot rod. Oh, man. Some nice looking cars in this race, ain't there? Lordy Murphy, I like these races just to look at the cars. Look at that Shelby GT with that exhaust coming right off of the motor, the manifold pipe sticking out there. Ooh, buddy, that's nice. Yeah, I do like that. That's a nice classic look. Oh, well, those days are gone. Cars are better now, I have to tell you. You didn't put 100,000 miles on a car back in the 50s and 60s. If you did, that you were really pushing your luck. And using 100,000, you got them overhauled. But you get 350, 400,000 miles on a car nowadays. So a lot of improvements from back in the days when you changed their plugs and points and plugs and had a gap in those points and get the condenser to put in there and set the timing every time you turned it around. Yeah, it was a lot different. There was a lot of maintenance we did back in on our own. Tires are a lot different then. They get flat. You didn't take it to the garage. You fixed it yourself. Yeah, break it off the rim and put an inner tube in that thing. And you got another flat, then all you had to do is pull that inner tube out, pump it up, and stick it down in a tub of water, and where the bubbles was coming from, well, that's where the hole was, and you put a patch on it. Lord, I've run the inner tubes that had more patch than tires. But I don't know, it was good memories. It was a different time. Oh man, he kicked up a little, hit the brake a little hard. See the smoke coming off that guy's cars in front of him? Yeah, this is a fun race watching these guys. I enjoy it. I hope y'all do. I don't know what lap we're on. Man, that car's fast. Whew. Yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard of anybody that's in the cars a little bit heard about the Shelby Cobra. And you can see why. What a racing car. Yeah, I never owned a race car. I did drive a 58 Ford for a while that had a police interceptor engine. It wasn't mine, it was my buddy's car. He wasn't old enough to drive, and I was. And we did put that car through the paces, I'll tell you that. The state police almost got me one night, but I was going one direction, the police were coming the other direction. I was on the wrong side of the road, and so was that trooper. We passed each other, and I looked at my buddy and said, we gotta hide. And I whipped him behind a service station, and sure enough, it wasn't but a minute or two, and here come that trooper back the other way. Blue. Yes, sir. He had them lights going. And he went for a ways, I guess, and then come back again, then went back again, and we just sit there behind the service station and watching him go up and down the road until things calmed down. Yeah, young and stupid. It's a wonder we didn't get killed. But man, that car would fly. It did have a few issues there, but one of them was that windshield wipers on that car. They worked off a vacuum. And if you pushed on the gas, it took the vacuum away from the windshield wipers, and the wipers quit working. And we were up on the mountain in the fog one time when that happened. And my buddy had to lean out the window, the one that owned the car, he had to lean out the window and work the wipers up and down by hand. I'm serious, we did. When they're coming there going over that mountain. But we made it. Oh, Lordy, the things we did, that was something else. Yeah, it was, made some memories, and I've lived this long to tell about them, so I'll share them with you. Hope y'all enjoy it. Yeah, did some stupid things. Yeah, the young people don't have a corner on that market. We have all young people managed to do some things that ain't the wisest, you might say. And hopefully you'll live through those and get to look back on it and shake your head and say, how did I ever survive so long? Yes, makes you wonder. I sure do. The stupid things I've done. Situations I put myself in. All right, we're doing good on this race. Yeah, look at them blues up there in the sky. They got high, and they didn't even have to take no drugs to do it, and that's the way to do it. Yeah, get high without taking them drugs. Yes, sir. You're better off. And it's a lot easier on your wallet and your health, for darn sure. Yeah. And I don't think, maybe you get addicted to balloon flying, but not where you crave it like them narcotics. So anyhow, I'm not here to preach to anybody about that either. So I just want you to enjoy the race and give me a thumbs up, yeah, and a follow. Tell your friends, yeah, follow me. I'd appreciate it. Yes, sir. Well, they don't call it a follow, it's a subscribe. That's it. Hit that subscribe button when you watch this, and give a comment. I look for them. I look every day. Yes, I do. I get some sometimes just my son, but the fella got on here yesterday with talking while I was live streaming. Oh Lord, I almost wrecked. I was so surprised about that. That's the kind of thing that sticks in my mind. Yeah, that was great. Look at the fire coming out of that exhaust on that car when it shifts gears. I enjoy seeing that when I watch these race cars, and they really do it in real life. I watch them at NASCAR and stuff. They actually get fire coming out of that exhaust pipes when they shift gears and back pressure on them. Where are we at in this race? I'm not quite sure what position I'm in. That's a 3-car, so I'm in 2, and that's where I finished up this race, is in 2 position. That 3-car right on my bumper. Yes, he is. Getting ready to try to come around, and he didn't quite make it. Ooh, mercy. What's he driving? His name's Frankfurter. Hot dog. There's the checkered flag, yes. We got that race done in the number 2 position with a Shelby Cobra. Now, that's a car you don't get to drive very often, or not in real life, I don't reckon. There's probably not many of them around anymore. All right, folks. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. I really do. And I will catch you on the next race. I don't know when it'll be. Like I said, I got to learn how to schedule stuff to do the live streaming, so you can get on there with me while I'm live streaming. All right, take care of yourself. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you next time around.